Is there any technologies that is now trending with this within corporations that, let's say, small companies can't afford?
I think there are technologies. I've mentioned this technology that's called that can be put in shovels. This XRF application package that gets put in shovels. I think that technology is available today, and basically you can buy that technology and pay as you go. So you don't have to have any upfront capital. It doesn't interrupt your business when the shovel comes out for maintenance. The application package gets put on the shovel, and the shovel goes back into business. So there are technologies like that which are in some businesses we're talking tens of millions, in some businesses we're talking hundreds of millions of difference in money a year. So
Yeah.
when you think about those numbers, it can take a business that's a third quartile or a fourth quartile producer down to being a second or third quartile producer, which means they can survive the cycle. Or it could take a company that could be going out of business. It could keep them in business. Or even when you think about ore bodies, when you're able to do better control of your ore body, you might be able to change the cutoff grades and bring in a different configuration of that ore body and use more of that ore body because you got better control of it. Where a lot of times you don't seem to have that control based on a very rudimentary block model approach. And so because you don't have that control, you work with a much tighter cutoff grade, where you might be able to release that cutoff grade. Or even if you use automation, you might be able to go through various phases of increasing or reducing cutoff grades because you've got knowledge and you can actually control it. So I think there's an example of technology. I think another example I'll give you is in the lithium space, because today lithium brines, the most proven way of extracting lithium is by putting them in these big salars, so these big ponds, and evaporating the water off and getting the crystalline
Yeah.
material.
In situ.
Um, but there's a technology I'm associated with, which is actually looking at extracting the brine, absorbing the lithium onto an ion exchange bead, and then pumping the brine back into the ground or into the lake. So there's no evaporation needed. There's no environmental impact. And so I think there are those sort of technologies that are in development today, and they should be commercialized within the next 3 to 5 years.